Welcome, one and all, and greetings to the Beer Cave. Beach Bum Media presents In the Beer Cave with Rob and Ashley. And just plain Rob from the Stark Naked Truth, and I'm Ashley, and thank you for being here. You can follow us on Twitter at Bums Media. You can email.
That's with a Z, by the way.
Bums with a Z. You can email Rob at rstark, S-T-A-R-K, CCM at gmail.com. Or you can email me here at the show, beachbumsmedia, bums with a Z, at gmail.com. As always, you can search out In the Beer Cave with Rob and Ashley on YouTube and Facebook, and also these podcast platforms Spotify and iHeartRadio. Woohoo! Made the big show.
Shout out to Felix Valone Jr. He's actually in Guam listening and watching. So what's up, Felix? I went to broadcasting school with Felix.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to the show, Felix. We hope you enjoy it.
The Defense Information School. He was Army, I was Air Force.
Anyway, if you would, we definitely would appreciate on the YouTube side if you would subscribe. And if you like the show, hey, a thumbs up, it would be appreciated too. And guess what, everybody? We still have a studio line. So those of you that are watching on the Facebook Live feed, 850-588-9275. And those of you that are watching on YouTube right now, you can call, or anyway, anybody can call. Let's have some fun. Leave a message with a funny story or a comment or whatever, and we might call you back or use your clip on the show. Hey, it's PG-13, so let's keep it clean, okay, folks? We do record on Fridays from 4 to 5, so be sure and leave us a message, and we will call you back.
We have been known to go longer than 5 o'clock.
Yes, so we have. We've got a bad habit about it. Somebody likes to...
Yeah.
Anyway, our bump music today is provided by bensound.com. Man, I tell you what, I don't know about you, it has already been a week. I've had a rough one.
Yeah, bless your heart, yeah.
My brand new phone, black screen of death, laying right over there. I can't shut it off, I can't turn it on, I can't wake it up, can't do anything. All I did was take the SIM card out of it and put it in an old junky phone. I've been running blind all week. So if you all have tried to contact me and I haven't got back to you, my apologies. I'm back to two tin cans and a string, and I've been notified that my string got cut and my tin can got dented. And then, on a sad note, let's all just have a second.
Moment of silence.
Yes, moment of silence. My Viking Professional Series refrigerator has died.
It is, and it's dying a slow, painful death.
No, it's gone. I unplugged
Oh,
it.
you took off life support?
I took off life support.
Oh.
It's still in the back. I'm waiting on the guy to come get it, haul it off. We got a new one. We already have a new one, not a Viking, but a new refrigerator to keep the refreshments here in the cave cool, in the wings, keeping everything cool so it can go in its new home over there. So, yes, it's been a sad week here in the cave.
And it's been a hot week here in Panama City Beach. And we've had heat index warnings all week.
Oh, well, the heat index has been 110 or higher almost every day. And guess what? Today we got smart.
Yeah.
The garage door is down, so that way you don't see us with the natural light coming in. We've pumped in some nice cool air from the house, so we're kind of comfortable. It's not cold, but it's comfortable out here. We're not sweating and dripping and all that stuff. So.
Can you see the? I see my cousin Lori. Can you see the comments? Because I can't see that far.
I can actually see mist. I don't know. I can't see that far.
Can you hear us? Because that's my big concern. Do we have one noise going on with the fan behind us? Can you hear us okay?
On the live feed, do we have
on the live feed? That's the question.
All this stuff, that'd be kind of fun. Anyway, that's been pretty much my week as far as events like dead phones and dead refrigerators.
Well, I won't even go into my week. Let's just say I'm in panic mode right now. But Yeah, you know, it really has kind of been an interesting week. But you know, the one thing I will always say is, God is good all the time, and all the time God is good. And I know He's got me. You know, that's that old gospel song, the old hymn. His eye is on the sparrow, and I know He watches me.
And we've all been, I think, tested to the limit this week. Oh yeah, I guess on top of everything as far as cell phones and refrigerators and all that stuff, I have bone spurs in one foot and gout in the other foot, and both of them decided to go, hey, you know what, we're going to kind of just mess with that this week. So walking around has been a little difficult for me this week too. So if you have seen me out and about, and I've been moving real slow, it's not because I'm hot, it's just because I can't move.
And I think Ashley's contagious because when I woke up on my left big toe, the ball of my foot, it was hurting this morning.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Gout is not contagious. I know that, but
I've been thinking amputation myself. So I can go, you know.
Gout is one of the most painful things. If you've never had it, you have no idea. Oh,
I do own a power chair, like a hover round, a zero-turn hover round. Now I want to tell you about this. This chair is very, very comfortable. It's almost, and you've sat in it before. It's like It's like sitting in a nice recliner, or actually an old, comfortable.
Like a lazy boy. Oh yeah,
barbershop chair. They're very, very comfortable. It's contoured just right, but it's got power to it. I have ridden it to the mailbox, and yes, I have ridden it down the street to get some refreshments with it. The grandkids love to ride it around, and everybody goes, well, why do you have that? I said, well, long story short, I was helping my son out with some stuff, and a guy had some stuff for sale at a storage unit, and he happened to mention, I got a power chair for sale, sight unseen. I said, well, what do you want for it? He goes, well, what do you give me? I said, no, it's not what I asked. I said, what do you want? And he said, $25. I said, okay, I'll take it. He brings out a joystick, zero-turn, hover round. It's not one of those little tea baskets you see at Walmart or anything. That's what I thought it was going to sell. I put 2 batteries in it, cleaned up the contactors, and went, yeehaw, I got like a $3,000 power chair for $25, put $100 in batteries. We have a ball in it, and when we all get together for parties, it's kind of like the party favor.
Yeah, it's like
we have races down the road.
Like the mini bike of the 2000s. All right, yes, Stephanie, I know we're sideways. We get a better shot that way, but okay, let me adjust and see if this works on the live feed. So hang on.
Oh, I knew we were sideways. Oh, you didn't auto rotate your phone? Now we're really going to be kind of whacked out. Nah, it's not straight. Anyway.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, I just said it's all kind of
Cattywomp is right now.
For those of you on the YouTube, we're trying to fix the live feed. That's a little bit better. They can see the scrolling marquee now.
All right, there
now
we go.
Got to sit closer. Now maybe I can see the shot on that. Hello, Lori Willis. Anyway.
Yeah, that's my cousin Lori.
Okay.
Are we right side up now?
We should be. Anyway, that's about all I got for what's going on this week. You ready to dive into some news? I got a lot of good stuff to get to.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, welcome again to this week, the odd news that you may have missed. You may not care about it, but you know what? Let's have some fun with it. A group of Gisborne hero nannies sprang into action, wielding chairs, handbags, and kicking over tables to fight off 2 wannabe thieves who tried to rob them of $700 during bingo night.
Don't ever yell bingo if you don't have bingo, because there is an old lady who sits on the front row of the Baptist church singing hymns, who has a brick in her purse,
and it will hurt.
Who will hit you with it if you yell bingo and don't have it.
About 30 women, the oldest of whom was 87, were playing Housey, just after 8 p.m. on a Friday in Gisborne Pirates Rugby Club, when 2 thieves draped in black burst into their game. The spokeslady, a 67-year-old nanny who inspired the defense of her friend's $700 prize pouch after she flipped over her table in front of the fleeing thief. We were sitting there playing Housey, and if you look at the Pirates Club room, they've got a side door, and they have to go past the table that I'm sitting at to go where the money is. I'm playing, and I'm thinking, who's this idiot running past me? Oh, hey, he's going to grab the money. That's when I shoved the table in his path, and he tumbled over it.
Don't mess with the old ladies now.
He fell to the ground, and a couple of the nannies on the other side were hitting him with their bags. Probably had a brick in one.
I'm sure they had bricks in them. They were ready to go. Yeah, don't mess with bingo party. Those ladies, those old.
That's serious business.
Yeah, that's their job.
You're pretty gutless if you have to rob a bunch of old ladies on their one night out. We kept what we had, and no one was gonna mess with us. Way to go, grannies.
Here you go.
On a different spectrum, the moment a sex shop worker chases a thief out of the store with a long, double-ended dildo.
As soon as you said sex shop worker, I knew this could not end well, but it would end very humorously.
Closed-circuit TV footage from a sex store in the city of somewhere in Russia, the region of Kemerovo Oblast, shows a saleswoman hitting the robber with it.
That is no way to go, man. That's just no way to go. You walk into jail with 2 black eyes and a busted lip, and somebody says, "So what happened to you?"
Go explain that to the boys in the jail.
I got pummeled by a double dildo.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. The story goes on to explain what the purpose of the item is used for.
If you don't know by now.
The man approaches the saleswoman and apparently brandishes a small blade knife at her. She then bends down and picks up the double-headed
phallus
and beats him with it.
You call that a knife?
Yeah. Don't bring a knife to a dildo fight, dude.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Okay, back over here in the States. From Omaha, Nebraska, Council Bluffs Bayless Park is a centerpiece of the downtown area with a towering fountain, big shade trees, and a splash pad for hot summer days.
I'm sorry, just from that last...
Oh, I saw that.
Jeff,
no, he was beat with one.
Jeff said he was being a dick. No,
yeah, he was beat with one.
We usually don't get this risque on the show, but, just bear with us, We're adults here. We're all adults here.
It's PG-17, everybody.
That's right.
Council Bluffs Bayless Park is a centerpiece of the downtown area with towering fountains, big shade trees, and a splash pad for the hot summer days. Now, I'm going to stop right there. In Fort Worth, there's a area like this, and it's downtown. Dee and I were there just last December, stayed at the Omni Hotel overlooking, and they call it the Fort Worth Water Garden. It's really cool. You could walk down into one of them, and water cascades down. It's almost like you're walking inside of a waterfall, and you can walk by walls of water cascading down pebbles. It's very soothing, relaxing, and comfortable and cool. All right, having said that, but twice in the last few weeks, the fountain and water features have been turned off thanks to residents dumping soap in the fountain, creating huge mounds of bubbles. I'm going to pause right there one more time. I'm aware that that has happened in Fort Worth, but I'm not sure the statute of limitations has expired on that. I'll read on. It's pure and simple vandalism. I don't know what the participants see and but that's exactly what it is. I mean, throwing eggs at a house may be fun, but it's vandalism. Throwing soap in the fountain may be fun, but it's vandalism, says the mayor of Council Bluffs.
Well, this used to happen all the time. The park, I think it was Grant Park in Chicago, that big fountain that's very famous. It's the opening credits of Married with Children.
Maybe it need to be cleaned.
Well, yeah, but
everything needs a bubble bath.
But it seemed like once a month or once every couple of months, somebody was throwing some, and especially be like dishwashing soap.
That's terrible.
Suds up.
Oh, guess what? One time, my friend Tim, I've known Tim since the 5th grade. He and I were roommates. He was still in college and I was working. And his girlfriend came over, and I guess she did the dishes for us or whatever, and we didn't have any dishwasher, so she put Dawn in it. Mm-hmm. Wow, did I come home to a foamy mess.
Oh, do I have a story for you? Same thing. I was in high school, senior in high school, and in my little town of Bushnell, we had East Main and West Main. railroad tracks ran straight through the middle of town, so we had East Main. Well, we'd all stay on East Main, just hang out.
So you knew what side of the railroad tracks you had to stay on?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we all hung out on East Main.
All right.
And, but that's where everybody, what are you doing tonight? Well, I'm just going to hang out at the square. So that's where everybody gathered. We're at the square. And my best friend, Chris, had I think it was a Maverick at the time, a little yellow Maverick. We called it the Batmobile because it always blew smoke out the tailpipe. It was one of those cars where you pull up to the gas station and say, fill up the oil and check the gas.
Yeah.
Well, he races up to the square and he finds me, and my nickname was Doc. He goes, Doc, you gotta help me. You gotta help me. I mean, just in a panic. I'm thinking, okay, is mom or dad, something happened? I'm like, well, what's going on? Just come with me. You got to help me. You got to help me. So we're going back to his place, and I said, what is going on? And he goes, I was doing dishes, and I didn't have any dishwasher, so I used Lemon Fresh Joy. And I went, you use what? He goes, I use Lemon Fresh Joy. And he said that every time he'd say Lemon Fresh Joy. And I'm like, what happened? He goes, you got to see this. You got to help me. We walked into that kitchen from front to back,
top to bottom,
waist deep.
Oh yeah, wow.
Full of suds. Okay, we cleaned that up. I'm starting to laugh. We cleaned it up. We got it all mopped up before his parents got home. Fast forward to years later, and I'm at home with my daughter, Sarah Beth, and I'm in the bedroom watching TV. She's out in the kitchen doing what she's doing, and all of a sudden I hear, Daddy, help me! I walk out, and the dishwasher is oozing with suds. And I looked at her and went, did you use Lemon Fresh Joy? And she went, no, but I used it. And it was Dawn. And I looked at her and I started laughing. She goes, it's not funny. I said, I said, you have no idea. I said, I never thought this would happen to me 2 times in my life.
In a lifetime.
And one of the first phone calls I made was to Chris going, you will not believe what happened to me tonight.
I think it's probably happened to everybody.
Oh, man.
Anyway, the city says it's more than a harmless prank. The bubbles can be damaging to the piping inside the fountain, and it wastes time and money for city workers to focus on cleaning that up. It goes on to say it's about $2,500 to clean up the mess.
Yeah, just get a mop.
Yeah.
Mop and a hose. That's all you need. I know that from experience. A mop and a hose. That's all you really need.
On that little side note, we're going to take a moment and talk about one of our partners. If you like to ride motorcycles and look good doing it, you want to go see our fine friends at Biker's Edge. They're located here in Panama City. Their hours are Wednesday through Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Give them a call at 850-624-6206. Make sure they're around and not out riding their bikes and enjoying some of this nice, warm, hot weather. With your military ID, you can get a 10% discount. Make sure you tell Pat that Ashley and Rob sent you her way. Biker's Edge for all your riding apparel and accessory needs.
Second Amendment friendly.
Love you, Mom. Well, I swear, one day we're going to tell you the story behind that, but today's not the day. All right, Pat they do have a toy hauler now. They are going to be taking the show on the road, doing some traveling, taking some apparel and accessories, and but they have not let me know when, where they're going to be yet, but they assured me they will. From Tampa, Florida, y'all, booze, the exotic dancers, and lap dances during undercover operation were at the center of the Tampa Police Department Citizen Review Board hearing last Tuesday night.
That's a great combination.
A Tampa police sergeant has been disciplined after an internal review over so-called investigation at the Ybor City Strip Club. Internal Affairs reports says officers who went to the strip club gave conflicting reports as to what they were investigating. They got to know the dancers but came up with no new leads. The undercover operation at the Gold Club cost the department's investigatory fund about $421. Over 3 hours of unspecified number of officers spent on cover charges, drinks for themselves, dancers, and dancers' friends. Each officer also bought their own lap dance. The review board is tasked with taking a second look at the internal affairs investigation. There seems to always be a plan on the books. I don't believe our officers are going to walk into a situation blind or put themselves at risk. The supervisor of the operations, Mr. Sergeant Rhodes, said along with finding drug suspects, the operation was meant to gather intelligence on a Ybor City shooting suspect who had ties to one of the dancers. That makes sense. Go in there and stake it out, drink, and
undercover
and mix in.
You know, you're that captain saying, "Hey, we have an undercover assignment. Here's what it is. Who wants to volunteer?" Oh, pick me! Pick me!
Everybody in the room. The operations official plan said they were investigating recent prostitution and drug complaints. No arrests have been made. The report says they didn't gather any new leads. However, it's under review to figure out why they could spend $421 on drink, dances, and lap dances and not come up with anything.
That's a slow night.
Yeah.
All right. We have. There we go. We have a young man we want to talk to. And we promised him we would give him a call about this time of the evening. He's actually in North Carolina. His name is Nick.
Is that a long distance call? It's going to come out of your paycheck.
Okay.
I'm kidding. What paycheck?
I was going to say, yeah. What paycheck?
I can't hear it. Is it raining?
Nick, are you there?
Yes, can you?
Hey, I can hear him barely.
Hey, we're going to try to turn you up a little bit on our speakerphone.
We're going to have trouble hearing you here, but the people on the audio side are going to be able to hear you just fine. How you doing, Nick? This is Ashley.
How you doing?
And this is Rob. You're going to have to yell at us.
Okay.
There you go. Speak up, man. Don't be shy.
Ashley is, how old are you now, Ashley?
That's...
Yeah. I'm not Ashley, Nick. Nick?
Yes.
How old are you, man?
How old am I?
How old are you? Yeah.
I'm having a hard time.
Yeah, we're having a hard time. This is I don't know if we got a bad connection or what's going on, but move this a little closer to us here. Can you hear us a little bit better?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit better.
Yeah, a little bit. I know the audio is going to pick it up better because we're running through the soundboard.
So anyway, Nick is he's kind of following sort of the path I took when it came to radio, but he's doing it with drums.
He's a drummer.
And he's got his portfolio out there. It's on Facebook. It's on, and he's getting his name out there. He's got a lot of interviews. And now you're hooking up with a band, I hear.
Yeah, trying to, but my guitarist got COVID now, so now I gotta wait 2 weeks.
What's the name of the band?
Karma.
And they're out of South Carolina or North Carolina?
West Virginia.
Oh, West Virginia.
Oh, West Virginia. Okay. Well,
Okay.
cool, man.
Oh, yeah. For some reason, I was thinking you were out of North Carolina, but no, you're right. You're out of West Virginia. Every time you call me, it's out of West Virginia. So my apologies, Nick. My apologies.
Y'all got any gigs lined up yet, or y'all still just practicing, trying to get everybody's tempo down?
Well, we can't practice right now because my guitarist got tested for COVID today.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
man.
You know, we won't even go into that particular issue.
Yeah.
But I know, you and I have talked, and I know that you've had a lot of people say, hey, get a real job. What is that George Thorogood song? Get a haircut and get a real job. And I'm like, you know what? I was in that same position years ago when I was getting into radio. And I knew that I was working like 3-4 full-time jobs, or part-time jobs, I should say, but still pursuing radio. And I'll tell you the truth, I'm kind of in that position right now again at my older age. But I also knew at the time that if I got that quote-unquote real job, I was going to be a slave to a paycheck. So I just, banged it out and and eventually turned it into a 36-year career. So I've seen your drums. I've seen you drumming on Facebook. What I don't like about you is you're actually better than me.
So,
It's not really competition. I just like to try to do the best I can do. I mean, no competition against nobody. I just like to.
Yeah, part of it is you're kind of cutting out a little bit. Are you out in the sticks? Well, you're in West Virginia.
You're in West Virginia, man. They're going to be in the sticks.
Oh, yeah, it's West Virginia. They don't have no service anywhere.
Hey, I tell you what, Nick. After I get my new phone, and we're going to do a little bit different setup, we'll give you a call next week so we can all hear you a little bit better. But,
okay. Well, I tried moving a different spot. Can you hear me better?
Now, the audio is going to be just fine. I'll have to go back and replay it.
Yeah.
The speakerphone that we're using right now is not the top end, but we're going to Bluetooth once we get my phone situation a little bit straightened out, my new cell phone and all that.
But, hey, like I said, it's hard for us to hear you, but you're going to come out fine on the audio, on the video. So.
And give a quick shout out. What's the band's name?
Carl.
All right, good deal. We'll hear it on the audio. Well, listen, man, I hate to do this, but we're going to have to cut you short because we can't hear you too well on our ear. But we'll give you a call next week when we can do a little bit better.
Yeah, we'll reschedule.
We'll do it again. We're having a little... all right, buddy?
You guys only do regular phone calls. You guys don't do or anything like that?
Yeah, go ahead and give whatever plug you want to give.
Yeah, go ahead and shout it out.
What is it?
I think you're cutting out. Yeah, we're having problems with the.
We're gonna have to let you go, Nick. We'll do it next week, okay, buddy?
Sorry, bud. But yeah, we'll reschedule and we'll make it better.
Yeah, we'll get it next week, bud.
All right.
All right, but thanks.
Y'all take care now. Thanks, Nick.
Bye. Got a shout out to Nicky T. Nick Thomas is in the house, ladies and gentlemen. He was my morning show partner in Helena, Montana at 99.5 The Bull. And I'm not sure exactly what you're talking about. Do a flip, Nick? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Do a flip. I don't know.
What, like a Carl Edwards backflip off the table or something?
I ain't gonna do that. No, I ain't wrecking my back.
All right, well, that was Nick on the phone. We're going to try to revisit that next week. Y'all probably heard him a whole lot better than what Rob and I were hearing him. I have a plan, but with my cell phone issue, we can't implement that plan, but we will get it done. All right, moving on to some more strange news that you probably missed this week. And, Nick, is that Nick? Cowboy Up? Okay.
Like a backflip, cowboy up.
Oh, okay. Up. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, cowboy on. Cowboy up.
All right, from Vancouver. A man who didn't feel like cutting his grass has been fined more than $1,000 for the fire he started. Mounties on the Sunshine Coast said they and firefighters were called to a home on Port Mellon Highway for a report of heavy smoke on Tuesday. The fire was called in by passengers on a passing BC ferry vessel who could see the fire from the water. The home is not far from the Langdale Ferry Terminal. According to the RCMP, the fire was about 10 feet in diameter and had to be extinguished by firefighters. As the cause of the grass fire in this case was undoubtedly human. Mountie said the homeowner told them that instead of cutting the tall grass, he just decided to burn it.
So this is arson.
Yeah. Well, Providence is currently under several burn bans due to the high risk of wildfires. In what has been an unusually hot and dry summer, the homeowner was warned by police about the recklessness of his actions. He's also fined $1,150 under the Provisional Wildfire Act. So I guess that's one way to get out of not cutting the grass, just go burn it. Well, here's one thing I learned a long time ago about burning grass. It might be dead right now, but guess what? Next year, dude, you're going to have some grass.
Oh, yeah.
And it's going to be thick.
Yeah.
And it's going to come back.
You might as well mow it.
You might as well mow it. I'm just saying.
It's cheaper in the long run than $1,100 fine.
Yep.
You're not going to cause a public health hazard. and you're going to keep the police and firefighters off your tushy.
Yep, that's right. A co-worker of mine bought some acreage up near Ponce de Leon. He was clearing it. You know how they always put in a big pile and light the brush fire?
Yeah.
Well, his was a little bit bigger than what it needed to be, and it got a little out of hand, and the fire marshal walked up to him and said, "If I ever see you again." That's how bad it was.
You got lucky on that, though.
Yeah, you got
if I ever
lucky.
see you again,
Yeah,
that's
he got
one
lucky
thing. Rather
on
than,
that.
hey, all right, put your hands behind your back.
Well, we all know that the Olympics are going on right now. A lot of different storylines, big news, Simone Biles and all that stuff. It's been a topic of conversation here in the cave with me and my wife. But the Olympics have spilled over from Ontario to a highway in California. A fight that started on the 60 freeway in Ontario, California, has been broken up by the police. Officers received multiple calls of a fight involving several people on the eastbound lanes near Vineyard Avenue on Wednesday around 5 p.m. Authorities say it began with a collision, and as the drivers were exchanging information, a violent brawl broke out. Responding officers tried to calm the individuals, but even while handcuffed, they still tried to attack each other. Footage from the scene shows one officer tackling at least two of the men to the ground to end the fight.
Kind of reminds me of the Black Knight scene in Monty Python and the Holy Grail with no arms. How about you?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
What are you going to do? Bleed on me?
3 people were arrested, including a father and a son. One officer sustained moderate injuries and was taken to the hospital. The department is now investigating the use of force of the incident. So boxing is now on the interstates in California.
No hands boxing.
Yeah.
That's a new sport. That could be pay-per-view.
And from Denver, Colorado, North Park Hill residents are disgusted by a man who has been seen pooping in their neighborhood.
I'd be disgusted.
One neighbor says she caught him on surveillance video and then called the police. One neighbor says the man, who appears to be exercising, will pull his pants down in broad daylight and use the alleyway as his toilet. She said this has happened twice over the past few weeks in the same location. They're coming prepared with toilet paper, but not a bag, and not coming back to clean up. One person has shared the video on Facebook. This isn't the first time public defecation has attracted outrage in Colorado. You might remember this in 2017, a woman who gained the nickname the Mad Pooper, who was accused of repeatedly pooping in public. Denver Department of Public Health and Environment confirmed that a feces complaint associated with the address where the man was captured on surveillance video. Spokesperson emailed the following to a news station stating this: "Ordinarily, we would investigate, but because of continuing restrictions on our bandwidth from COVID, we must prioritize complaints starting with encampments, then rodents, then alleyways, then individual feces complaints.
It's at the bottom of the barrel.
With the majority of feces complaints, we provide cleanup guidance to property owners on how to safely remove the feces." This is from the public health people in Denver, Colorado. How to remove it. I'm thinking water hose it down the street.
I'm thinking I'm paying the 15-year-old kid down the street about $50 to come and, hey, I got something in my backyard, I need you to remove it. Just put it in this garbage bag, do whatever, whatever you want with it afterwards. But it's worth it. It's worth it to me to pay you, and then mow my lawn.
Now, this guy is going to be the hero of the week. Matter of fact, earlier today, you got one of these calls while we were getting ready for the pre-show.
Oh, the robocalls, yeah.
From Woodinville, Washington. Steve Boss is happy with his golf game these days, and it's not just because of his score. Every whack of the ball feels like a strike against the robocallers who have tormented him for years. A lot of guys I play with remind me about the facts that some guy in Pakistan paid for these clubs, and with a smile as he stepped up to the tee on the 4th hole at the Bear Key Country Club in Woodville. He's referring to the 3 settlement checks he received since December after he decided to turn the tables on telemarketers jamming up his cell phone, and he made them pay. Boss is playing with tailor-made clubs he bought with the $3,100 settlement from the telemarketers he accused of violating a federal law prohibiting unwanted automatic phone calls.
How did he do that? Because I need a set of tailor-mades.
Boss was referring to the 3 settlement checks he received since December. It felt like a victory for the good guys, I guess, Boss said of the money he received. Boss is one of the growing numbers of private citizens who are taking matters into their own hands, that are fed up with the government's weak and ineffective enforcement against telemarketers who violate the federal law. The Telephone Consumer Protection Act of 1991 allows penalties of $500 for each violation, $1,500 for willful violations each time a company violates the National Do Not Call Registry. The federal government uses the law to target harassing telemarketers in rare cases, but more importantly, the telephone marketing allows citizens to file lawsuits against telemarketers who make tens of thousands of automated calls a day on any given day. They're abusing the system. We're putting the power back in the hands of the people who actually have the time and the will to enforce it. The boss bought a $47 online kit on how to make money off the calls. Compton's system is part of a network of private citizens and law practices that use similar strategies. The first step is often the most difficult one, trying to identify the company that's behind the call.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be the hard part.
And now they're using, they'll find what look like local numbers.
Yeah.
With your local.
And they change them every time.
They change them every time. So, but I want that $49 kit is worth the money.
Boss, who owns a software company, may spend hours of his day on the phone with telemarketers attempting to draw out information. And with the case, he bought a refundable car warranty just to get the contact information of the company that called his phone repeatedly. We're reaching out to you for your
car warranty.
Yeah.
Which, look, my warranty expired way before I even bought the stupid thing.
Yeah, it's
craziness.
It's craziness. It's craziness. So there are kits out there to tell you how to go, but it's going to take hours and hours and hours and hours to get the information, if you can get past the automated robo part of it.
Well, what sometimes might take you hours, or at least an hour, is if you and the family and your friends want to go down the beach, and you got to cart the tent, you got to cart the umbrella, you got to cart the chairs, you got to cart the ice chest, you got to cart everything you want to take down the beach. Just the setup alone. A good friend of mine, he would always go about 2 hours before everybody else was going to show up, and he'd set up the tent, and he'd set everything up. Well, now we can take that out of your hands. It's called Sandy Bottoms Beach Rental. Beach more, stress less. You can call them at 850-319-9648. You can also find them online, sandypcb.com. What's going to happen? You give them a call. They will come down. You can get an umbrella and a couple chairs, or you can get tent and more chairs. You can get whatever. They've got many, many packages, and like I said, you can check them out online at sandypcb.com. Find out what kind of packages they have. They will go down. They will set everything up for you. All you got to do is show up, enjoy your day on the beach with your friends and family. All you have to provide, they'll even bring an ice chest. All you've got to provide is your drinks and your food. And then at the end of the day, you just got to leave. Leave the beach. They'll come back and they'll tear everything down. And again, you don't have to cart anything down to the beach or back off the beach. It's all up to Sandy Bottoms Beach Rentals. They will take care of you, I promise. Also, if you would like to stay a little bit longer and enjoy one of our absolutely gorgeous Panama City Beach sunsets over the Gulf of Mexico.
And we do have some pretty ones here.
We have some beautiful ones. They can even set you up with a bonfire. It's actually a propane fire pit. So there's no ash, there's no smoke, but it's beautiful, and you can enjoy one of those beach sunsets. And again, you don't have to set anything up, you don't have to tear anything down. They will take care of everything for you. Again, beach more, stress less. Just show up and relax, and that's all you gotta do. It's Sandy Bottoms Beach Rentals, 850-319-9648. or you can find them online, sandypcb.com. If you're local, they can take care of you. You're going to do a staycation, or you just want to do a day on the beach and not have to worry about it. Or if you're coming down on vacation and you want to get that very special beach, Panama City Beach, Emerald Coast, Sandy White Beach experience, you need to call Sandy Bottoms Beach Rentals, sandypcb.com.
I think the heat's hitting his brain cells, y'all.
Man.
Hey, be sure to tell them over there at that place that Robin actually sent you from the beer cave.
Please do.
All right. Coming up, one of my favorite, well, the whole show's my favorite, but I actually like this part. Idiots in jail.
Dun, dun, dun.
The stories you're about to hear, the names have been changed. No, they haven't. I woke up this morning, the TV was still on, and Dragnet was on TV. You know, old Jack Webb, he was just such a straight-faced, forward guy. Anyway,
just the facts, man. Just the facts.
Just the facts. That's all. My partner in gaming. From Cambria County, Pennsylvania, a Johnstown woman faces charges after she allegedly punched a woman and assaulted police while drunk yesterday. Well, on July 29th, excuse me. The Johnstown Police Department was sent to a Camtran bus terminal on Main Street after the 45-year-old had supposedly hit a woman in the head, according to the criminal complaint. Once the officer arrived, Hare appeared to be extremely intoxicated and could barely walk, nor would she follow commands. When the officer tried to arrest Hare for public intoxication, she began to resist. The officer managed to latch the cuffs on one wrist, but then she swung at him. The officer then took her to the ground and she continued resisting, says the complaint. While on the ground, Hare bit the officer in the hand. A citizen that was driving by on Bedford Street stopped and controlled Hare's legs until the other officers arrived, and she was placed in the back of a patrol car. The woman Hare allegedly hit spoke to police and explained that people began laughing at Hare when she fell to the ground on Main Street. The next thing the woman knew, Hare was hitting her on the side of the head. So if you see a drunk person walking down the street, don't laugh at them because they're going to hit you. Hare was arraigned on charges including aggravated assault, simple assault, resisting arrest, public drunkenness, and disorderly conduct. And if there was probably a thing about walking and falling, she probably got that charge too.
I have one word for you: Uber.
Yeah. Lyft.
It's cheaper.
Two people from Helena, Montana were arrested after an investigation.
It's Helena.
Helena, Montana.
Look, Nick is there, and he was my morning show partner in Helena, Montana. It's Helena, Alabama. Oh, Helena, Montana. You southerner, you redneck.
That's right. High-tech hillbilly, can't read, I can't see. Were arrested after an investigation into an abandoned aircraft on Highway 93 south of Hamilton. The investigation revealed the plane was stolen from the area aviation company.
There's quite a few aviation companies around Helena, so could be any number of places.
Gessner, 32, was arrested for felony theft. Tribe was arrested for 2 counts of felony criminal possession of dangerous drugs, felony tampering with or fabricating physical evidence, misdemeanor obstruction of a peace officer, and misdemeanor criminal possession of dangerous drugs. Sheriff Holton said a local citizen provided information which led to locating and identifying 3 occupants of a plane at a Hamilton area motel Sunday. The pilot was identified as 32-year-old Casey Shane Gessner. He told deputies that he was forced to make an emergency landing on Highway 93 due to a malfunctioning fuel tanks at approximately 4 a.m. The plane was discovered to have been stolen from the Helena Area Aviation Company, and Gessner was ultimately arrested for felony theft, as well as 4 outstanding warrants out of the local court system. The adult female, identified as 30-year-old Brittany Triab, was arrested during the investigation for the 2 counts of felony criminal possession of dangerous drugs, tampering, fabricating physical evidence, misdemeanor obstructions, and criminal possession of dangerous drugs. A 3rd passenger was identified with an adult male from that area that has not been charged with any crimes at this point. The aircraft has been reported to the owners. Their arrangements are being made to retrieve the aircraft off the side of the highway.
Nikki T, what have you been up to? You unidentified perpetrator, you? Actually, no. What I kind of wonder is, Helena is not a real. It's not a real big. It's the capital of Montana, but it's not a real big town. A lot of people know a lot of people, so I'm kind of wondering if Nikki knows some of these folks. He's kind of sitting there going, "Oh man, I told them they shouldn't be drinking too many White Claws. They shouldn't be drinking too many White Claws. Stay away from the Tumbleweed IPA, man."
And if you're going to steal a plane, make sure that the gas is good in it and it's full.
Yeah.
So apparently that's what happened. It didn't have good gas, or it didn't have enough gas. They stole it, took off, had to land the plane not too far away on the highway, and then hitchhiked to a motel or do whatever they had to go do. So it's like that story we did about 2-3 weeks ago. They tried to rob a bank or rob a store or do something with a bad battery, and car died.
Yeah, car died.
Come on, go get your oil change. If you're going to do this, do it right.
Yeah. I told you to check the car out before we left.
You had one job.
Yeah, one job, that's it.
All right. This is not what comes to mind when you hear that an inmate was reportedly shanked. Okay, what's your thoughts on an inmate got shanked?
An inmate, somebody showed him with a toothbrush and stabbed him, or something like that.
A Missouri correction officer named Haven Shank
Okay.
has been arrested for allegedly having sex on multiple occasions with a male offender, a relationship that apparently has left the defendant pregnant, says court records. Shank, 26, was charged this month with felony for engaging in sexual conduct with a prisoner who was locked up in the state facility where Shank worked.
So she got shanked.
She got shanked. No, yeah, and he got shanked by
He got
Shank.
shanked by Shank.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
a double shanking.
Anyway, she could prove she got shanked. She's pregnant.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a no-no, and she's in trouble, and she's going to jail. They've had this romance going on for quite some time now, and she's going to another hearing on August 6th. She spent several days in custody prior to her release on her own recognizance following her July 21st arraignment, and she has been since removed from her position at the Departments of Corrections.
Do they have conjugal visits between inmates?
I think you have to be married to have conjugal visits. And
Yeah.
she was a sworn protectant of
Conjugal visits. She protected those conjugal visits.
Yeah. I don't know. She was being paid to protect them. I guess she was keeping a close eye on this one. He's not going nowhere.
I'm keeping a real close eye on the one. Yeah, real close eye on the one. Hey, we're still working on some things to get the pirate radio going. It's up on the air right now. You can also catch it online, 107.5 FM, and you can stream them at WYDDFL.caster, that's CASTER FM.FM. You can also get them at piratelive.com. This is not your daddy's rock and roll station. This
or
is
your Uncle Fred's.
This is what an active rock station should be, what it used to be on another particular radio station, and a lot of the personalities that you knew and loved from that last radio station are going to end up showing up on this new radio station eventually. Still working on some programming issues and still trying to get the ball rolling. And like I said, it's in its infancy, but it's coming along. It's coming along well. We've got G-Man coming up on the middays. We have TJ Kelly doing the mornings. I will be doing the afternoon riot on the afternoons as Just Plain Rob. And then we have, as far as I know, Short Bus is coming back to do nights.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So, yeah, all of those personalities were on 97X once or twice, if not more times than for a long time. So, looking forward to it. Like I said, you can listen to the music, find out what it's going to sound like at 107.5 FM. It's WYDDLP. And like I said, stream it live, WYDDFL.caster with an E.FM, or you can find it at piratelive.com. And I am looking forward to getting things started. We've been doing some production work for them, and we're getting things, all the little puzzle pieces put together. And soon and very soon, we will have the official grand opening and launch with all the personalities at WYDDLP Pirate Radio.
And I'm sure you will probably hear about it right here when it is up and going.
Absolutely.
All right. We're going to change the tone a little bit and do another idiot in jail, but on a local.
Sorry, my nose issues. I'm not picking. It's not picking. I'm scratching.
Here in Panama City, Parker to be exact, a local bartender has been arrested. The police department says that the defendant did unlawfully commit battery upon a victim by actually and intentionally touching or striking the victim against the victim's will, or by intentionally causing bodily harm to the victim in the commission of said battery, used a deadly weapon. Now this has struck me as funny because apparently this officer is taking some writing correspondence.
Oh, you actually have the actual police report in your hand. That's
oh yeah, I know how to do this.
Public records. There you go.
Anyway, the officer is using correspondence or doing writing because it says the commission of said battery used a deadly weapon, to wit, a glass beer bottle was used.
To wit, a glass.
The defendant struck the victim on the top right side of his head. It should also be noted that the defendant and the victim are boyfriend and girlfriend and both reside at the same house. To wit.
Are they really boyfriend and girlfriend, to wit, at this point?
Well, there is a no contact order, so who leaves the house?
Yeah.
So that happens a lot here. I notice it here in Bay County a lot. Domestic violence or whatever the case is, no contact with the victim whatsoever. Well, if you live in the same house,
it's hard to
who
avoid.
knows?
Yeah.
Do you go back and just sleep in separate rooms? Because now you just violated a court order.
Well, and I've known situations where the judge has said you cannot be within 1,000 feet of this person.
Yeah, and who leaves?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's just.
There are two parts of that police report that crack me up. First, of course, is the to wit. The other part is, may I, for a moment, I need to. I need to revisit the police report because this verbiage cracks me up.
I told you that this officer is probably taking a writing correspondence course.
Actually,
to wit.
Actually and intentionally touching or striking the victim against the victim's will. I don't think at any time in my life has somebody raised a beer bottle and I've said, you know what, I really want you to hit me with that beer bottle.
Please.
Please do. It's
What's
not against my will. I'll give you permission. Go ahead.
Hey, you know what? Here, take this baseball bat and go for the cheap seats.
Yeah. Against the victim's will. That
to wit.
To wit. I love this officer. I do. I mean, he's covering all the bases.
And also, I forgot to tell y'all, I don't know what this means. I can only speculate. Pursuant to the Florida statute, the investigative cost incurred by this agency is $186.10 for them to go out, talk to two people, arrest one of them, and figure out, to wit, that the other one got hit upside the head with a beer bottle.
Yeah, what actually costs $186? Gas money? I don't know.
I guess the car needed to be washed or something. I don't know.
Time that the officer spent there, but 10 minutes going, oh, to wit, he hit you.
Yeah.
Or she hit you.
And I'm sure.
Against your will.
And I'm sure that's a 3-story house. Her story, his story, and what actually happened.
And the truth.
Yeah, what actually happened. All right, you're going to find this one kind of amusing because, I always try to save the best for last.
Okay.
During a dispute over whether to watch cartoons or the TV show Monk, a Florida man struck his roommate at an assisted living facility over the head with his cane.
To wit.
To wit. Cops who arrested the accused assailant on a felony charge. Investigators say that Glenn Hutchison, 58, struck the 56-year-old disabled victim during a confrontation Sunday evening at the Midway Manor in Clearwater. Both men are residents there due to a variety of physical conditions. While his roommate sought to watch cartoons, Hutchison preferred to watch the show Monk.
Which is a good show.
the police report starred, the police starring Tony Shalhoub as a obsessive compulsive sleuth. You've probably seen the show.
Yeah.
The pair's argument over the TV turned violent when he hit the victim on the head with his aluminum cane, to wit.
Against his will.
Against his will.
His victim's will.
Mr. Hutchinson told the police that Davis drove his motorized scooter into his leg, prompting him to swing the cane in self-defense, who was left with a visible mark due to the cane blow and was not transported to the hospital. Charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, Hutchinson was booked in the county jail where he remains behind bars in lieu of a $5,000 bond. A judge has ordered him to have no contact with Davis. So there you have it again. He can't go back to his room at the manor.
And neither of you can touch the remote anymore.
I'm going to say they probably lost their TV privileges, got their batteries and their remote taken away.
Here's my question: what cartoon were they arguing over? Now,
it didn't say.
Well, if it was Looney Tunes over Monk, I think I probably would have gotten a little angry but if it's like Ren and Stimpy,
I'm going to say probably
Goku or whatever.
I think it was going to be one of those
anime.
Really good Bugs Bunny, Looney Tunes.
Yeah.
Foghorn Leghorn. The good stuff. Matter of fact, you can catch some of those on Saturday mornings at 6 o'clock.
Pokemon, I would be hitting. You're not watching Pokemon. No, we're watching Monk. You ain't watching Pokemon.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And I know Monk's on TV here, and I don't watch it. It comes on after Columbo on Sunday nights. And I try to. That's why I'm fading down because I get ready for Monday morning. So that's usually what I do.
I like Monk. Tony Shalhoub is he's a really brilliant actor. He played Antonio, the taxi driver, the cab driver on Wings. Remember the sitcom Wings?
Yes, sure do.
That was Tony Shalhoub who played the taxi driver. Had that Italian accent, and then he went on to Monk. And he also played. He was an actor who played a chief engineer in the movie Galaxy Quest with Tim Allen.
I didn't see that one.
Oh,
but he's probably been in a lot of stuff.
The whole character. He's a very great character actor. I mean, he can play comedy. He can play drama. The way he portrayed Monk was brilliant because very obsessive, compulsive guy. But
I've seen the show from time to time.
Yeah, but so I like Monk. But if it had been between Monk and Pokemon, I'd pick Monk, and I would have against my victim's will, to wit, used the cane. If it had been Bugs Bunny, I'd have let him have it.
And he drove his power chair into him.
Into his shin.
Into his shin. Well, that's about all I have from my side of the table. I've got to get things ready and get them going up get everything put up. I will tell y'all that we do appreciate tips. You can tip the show via Venmo, and that would be at Beach Bums Media, and Bums is always spelled with a Z around here. And the Cash App is the $, Beach Bums Media. So if you would like to send a little tip donation our way, we would definitely appreciate it, and that would help keep the lights on, as they say. And we have fun doing it. We hope that you enjoy watching the show as well. We have a good time, and we hope you're having a good time.
Money's going out. We just need to start bringing money in. And also, if you'd like to advertise, be one of our partners. We will definitely do a live endorsement spot for you. And just you can email me. rstarkccm@gmail.com, or you can email Ashley at the Beach Bums.
beachbumsmedia@gmail.com, and all this will be scrolling on the edited feed at the bottom of the page from time to time, so you can catch it there if you miss it here.
So looks like we have some exciting things coming up, and we'll keep you up to date and apprised on what's going to happen. Again, we're trying to monetize this and make it profitable and make it enjoyable. All I can say is, once again, as always, thank you for letting us just be us.
And for all two of you that stopped by to watch, thank you. Hey, we'll see you all next week. Y'all take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.